Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well today. Welcome indeed. We're already a little bit late, so let's just get straight into it. So yeah, last time I did a little bit of a whoopsie. Probably accused somebody that I shouldn't have accused, but you have to admit the evidence were compelling. So, you know, come on. Can you blame me, really? I mean, we had a motive. We had... whatchamacallit, like... they had the capabilities to do it. We found a murder weapon. Probably. The room is sparse compared to what I'm used to, yeah? So yeah, you gotta admit, it was a pretty compelling set of circumstances. Hello! I think we were meant to sleep, but... Hello, Andreas? How are you enjoying your stay? Why am I lagging so much? Hang on, let me check something. What the hell is going on here? Nope, nothing is stressed, nothing is wrong. It's just the game's decided to be choppy all of a sudden. Anyway, hello Andreas, how are you enjoying your stay? It's been wonderful, Hannah, thank you. Let's not spit on their hospitality. Oh, good. You're in the best room we have. I'm glad it's to your liking. Was there anything else? Oh, thank you. Until later. Until then. I guess that's it. No, down. Is that Peter? Nope. Good day, Master Mahler. Ah, Master Mahler, is it? Hello, and welcome to the Golden Hand. I'm Nico Berger. I own this land house. I'm gonna guess inn, yeah? An inn or tavern, usually owned and operated by a single family that serves travelers in rural areas. And run it with my wife, Hannah, and our son, Killian. I believe my boy helped you to your room. Is it to your liking? It's lovely, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. When you arrived in town, one of the locals said you lived here a few years back. Yes, it was a farm, I think, back then. Yes, I worked for the Abbey as an artist. Ah, I see. I heard that you were involved in solving a murder. Yes, out of necessity. The wrong man was being accused of the crime, a friend of mine. I could just say nothing, but I think the Andreas we've been playing so far, you know, he's gonna talk. I heard it was the prior at the Abbey that the Baron was sacrificing some diabolical spell the brother was casting. Where did you hear that? Oh, bits and pieces that people have said here and there. It sounds like the story has changed in the last 7 years. I meant no offense, Master Mahler. I just find it to be an interesting story. It's not a story, it's something that happened. Two people died. Of course. Again, I meant no offense. Well, I leave you to your day. Until later. Until then. Did we sleep already? The 9th hour, thirst. I think that's early morning, isn't it? Not early, I guess, but... I can't remember if we slept already before we saved last time. I was kind of in a hurry. Yeah, okay, I guess we already slept. Just do it, you know it's the right thing. I don't understand why this is so hard for you. Otto, I'm scared. It's dangerous to cross the abbot. Would you prefer the alternative? You don't need to do that, Otto. I understand. I'm just saying. Andreas? Andreas Mahler? It's good to see you again, old friend. Otto, you're looking well. This is my apprentice, Casper Ziegler from Salzburg. Salzburg being a small city located on the river Salzach and founded on Roman ruins. Rumors of violence and rebellion in the city are becoming more common, and it is indeed Casper's hometown. Good day. Ah, that answers that. I thought he might be your son. We don't grow them that fast, even in Nuremberg. They grow fast enough around here. Eva and I just had our first little Otto, though we call him Odds. Congratulations to you both. That's wonderful news. Thank you. It's been a trial with Dad gone, but Clara and Ursula help out where they can. He lived a surprisingly long time considering his profession and previous stroke. I don't think that's very tactful. But yeah, not long enough for me, not long enough for Odds. Dr. Stolz said it was another stroke while he was sleeping, thankfully. I know Eva wrote to you about my father's death, Andreas. Why didn't you write back? I'm sorry. Things got busy after I left Assing. Sorry to interrupt, but I should be heading back. I feel like I should remember your face, but I can't place it. I forgot his name, but I think he was like the little thief. Oh, don't trouble yourself. It's me, Martin, remember? You've grown. Well, yeah, that happens. Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Martin. Hello. Sorry to run, but I have to get these sheep back to the farm. As much as I love whiling away the hours in the meadow, I'll have a lot to attend to. Otto, I'll see you at the meeting later. Andreas, until later. What's this? The last time I saw Martin was in this meadow, running away. He was sneezing, seemed to hate being here. But now he loves it. Strange. Is it strange, or are you just confused? I know what I saw. Are you sure? Until then. Pain in my ass. Just make small talk. What's this about a meeting? You've picked an interesting time to visit. Come by the town commons in a while. I think you'll be interested to hear what I have to say. I didn't realize you were in the business of giving speeches. I'll definitely attend. Who's Klaus? Maybe I should... Sounds good. Until later then. Okay, so we're supposed to meet Klaus. I think. How do I change tabs? Oh, look at him. I'll head there after I talk to Klaus. Okay, let's talk to Klaus. Where is Klaus? There, apparently. Well, I can't go to the Abbey. So... yeah. Maybe we could explore a bit before we see Klaus. Hello, Schlan. Long time no see. Oh yeah, that's the Abbey. I can't go there exactly, but let's tempt. Let's tempt fate. Okay, yeah, I'm literally just not allowed in the Abbey. Well, fine. What a stunning collection of wildflowers. They all grow so plentiful in the meadow. Let's just go to town then. I'm not particularly fond of the miller. Maybe we should Oh, hello. Andreas, I heard you were back in passing. God bless you. God bless you, Father Thomas. It is good to see you again. Hopefully this visit will be the less eventful than your last. Passing has enough going on as it is. We have our bonfire for St. John's Eve tomorrow night. People get up to all sorts of mischief. St. John's. The feast and celebration of St. John the Baptist, beginning at sunset on June 23rd, coincides with Midsummer's Day and the summer solstice. I still have no idea what a solstice means, but sure. And then it's my job to hear their confessions in the days that follow. Not to mention the grumbling the peasants are making. That's just talk, brother. No need to scare our guests with such things. I'm sure if there's trouble, Master Mallow will be the first to stick his nose in it. You goddamn right! Why are you always such an asshole? You have no appreciation for how privileged your life is. It's easy enough for you to come and go. You don't have to live with the consequences. After Ferenc was executed, Father Abbot made Matthew the new prior. Ferenc may have been annoying, but Matthew is even worse. Thanks for that. It would have been better for everyone if you had simply allowed Brother Piero to die. After all, he only had a few years left anyway. You're a buffoon and a coward who hides behind his habit. Friends, there is no need for such ire. Forgive me, Father Thomas. I let my passion get the better of me. Besides, that's not even why I came down here. I actually came to speak to you on the abbot's behalf, Andreas. Father Journeau would like to invite you to come to the library tomorrow morning if you're interested in purchasing some of our books. The abbot just had me run off and now he wants me back. I can't know the mind of Father Abbot, I just do what he asks. The library is not quite ready yet, as it does not see much use. If you could come by tomorrow morning, Mother Illuminata can show you what's available. Mother Illuminata? Yes, since Mother Cecilia passed a few years ago. How did she die? How did she die? Peacefully, in her sleep. So, tomorrow morning, I'll come by to take a look. Very well, I'll let him know. And Andreas, I apologize for my harsh words before. It was rash. Brother Piero was a pious man and a skilled artist. We miss him. An excellent performance, brother guy. I almost believed it. Andreas, please. It's fine, Father. Oh, Father Thomas, do you have a moment to speak inside the church? Yes, I think so. Why? A private matter. Oh, of course, of course. Until tomorrow. God bless you, Andreas. We just go into their house. Well, what's wrong with a visit? Hello, Klaus. Andreas? I'm sorry, Klaus. I know it's been a long time. 7 years. 7 years and nothing from my friend Andreas. First birth, then marry, just after Magdalene was born. My wife always thought highly of you. I can't believe you didn't write back after I told you they had passed. I'm sorry, I should have written. You're goddamn right. Too late for that now, though. Oop. Oh, hello. She likes you. Your business seems to have grown. What are you printing? The 12 articles. They were originally written by Swabian peasants who were demanding changes from their lords. Freedom from serfdom, freedom to hunt and use the woods as God intended, freedom from the compulsory labor. Abolition of the inheritance tax, fair appraisal of rent, the return of property to common use and ownership. Bavaria isn't Swabia, but their complaints are just as valid for the peasants of Tassing. Swabia, a former duchy in the southern Holy Roman Empire. It was reformed as the Swabian Circle in 1512. It borders Bavaria to the west, the Swiss Confederacy to the south, and Austria to the southeast. Oh, so this is Otto's cause. He's got your ear already, hmm? The abbot's been squeezing the peasants for years. Now he's squeezing the townsfolk and we're pushing back. Their cause is righteous, Andreas. If you haven't seen the Gertners lately, you should visit them. And Otto had you print these? Yes, why? Well, I didn't think he could read. He can't, but just about everyone else in town can. He speaks, I print. Just trying to do my part, I suppose. I'm sorry. I'm still not in the mood for this late reunion. Come back for dinner tomorrow. You should go to the Commons, hear what Otto has to say. It's worth hearing. I understand. Until later, Klaus. Klaus. Until then. Oh, we're not gonna eat? Oh, hello, everybody's here. So many people. Everyone, listen. We all know why we're here. Nothing I'm going to say will be a surprise. Nothing I'm going to say hasn't already been spoken behind closed doors, whispered to your neighbors. Nothing I'm going to say is untruthful, so it's time we started saying it openly. Year after year, the Abbey has found new ways to tax the peasants. Piece by piece, the Abbey has taken away our right to use God's forest to support our families. Law after law gets heaped upon us. Restrictions on how we can pay rent. Limits on where we can move, who we can wed. And now the death tax, which once claimed only our best animal and garments, takes half our estate. No consideration for widows. No consideration for children. What about the town? Oh wait, never mind. That's not. That's Snape. Not. I thought that was gonna lead to the woman beside him. What about the town council, the Red House? Red House, a community hall where people meet. Typically a council that governs day-to-day affairs under the authority of a lord. Surely that is a sign that the abbot wishes to share his power, to listen to our grievances. You have a good heart, Ulrich. You always want to see the best in people. But no. The council is a way for the abbot to divide us, to pit a favored few against the many. This is not charity, no, only greed and desperation drive Father Journo. You think that if the abbot could, he'd steal a dead man's soul from heaven itself. And when we protested, what did Father Journo do? He locked the shrine of St. Moritz. He won't allow the people of this town, the farmers of this land, to pray before the relic. Now when he most need the Now when we most need the intercession of our saint, the abbot has shut us out. Father Journo's actions aren't just, they aren't Christian. We've endured this abuse for too long. Viva la revolution! Sorry, got a bit carried away there. It's time we let the abbot know we won't take it anymore. Too right! Hear, hear. Yes! This has to stop. Let's fix this. Stop? This is foolish. Soldiers are already patrolling nearby towns. If you push against the abbey, you'll incur the Duke's wrath. You could get the town razed and everyone killed. Fair point. Hannah's right. The Duke is a powerful force in Bavaria. You're playing a dangerous game, Otto. You lot are no match for trained soldiers. If you don't relent, you'll be ground into dust like the Swabian peasants. We could always grind you up instead, Leonhard. Don't be shy. Speak up if you have cause. We won't be overrun. The peasants of Salzburg were able to take the city and have their cause heard. If the people can get the Archbishop of Salzburg to listen to them, then we can do the same with the abbot. Master Andreas, do you think my family in Salzburg is alright? I don't know, Casper, but we can find out. Alright. Enough is enough. We can't stand by while the abbot continues treating us poorly. People all over Swabia are taking back their God-given rights. Why shouldn't we do the same? A righteous cause. Martin's right, etc., etc. Well spoken, Martin. Everyone ought to consider what he said. Martin proved dependable this last few years. But if the words of men can't persuade you, perhaps a sign from a greater power will. The abbot may have locked us out of our shrine, but God has shown me that he is with us. I think that's all I should say for now. Thank you all for coming. Otto, that might be something you have to, you know, elaborate on. Clara, it's been too long. It's lovely to see you again. Hello, Andreas. I'm surprised to see you after a long absence from Tassing. At this rate, we thought we would never see you again. Hello, Eva. All these years and you're looking as lovely as ever. You know what? I think her husband is right there. What can I say? I miss the alpine air and the people, of course. How could you not? We're in the middle of a strange season. Ah, you found the Gärtners. Your speech was very rousing, Otto. I swear they get better each time. I hope the Duke doesn't catch word of this, Otto. The town could suffer for it. We're past the point of caring, Mahler. If you were in our position, you'd understand that. You're right. It's not my place to judge. I'm just concerned. It's appreciated, but we know the risks. That is a lot of positives. Otto, did you really see a sign from God? Is that true? It is, Andreas, I swear. Come talk to me later. I'll tell you what I can, alright? Anyway, Andreas, you and yours should come by the house for supper. We'd be delighted to have you. Sounds good to you, Casper? Yes, Master Andreas, I'm starving. Our table is a little sparse lately, but we'll be sure to feed you well. Thank you. We'll see you there. I think Klaus, the dinner with Klaus was tomorrow, right? So we can go to the Gärtners for Vespers. Andreas, you're back in Tassing? Just for a few days, I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. Oh yes, Brother Piero, what a talent with color. I'm sorry, Andreas. He was a sweet old man. I talk to him sometimes on my breaks up at the Abbey. I'm surprised Prior Ferenc didn't give you an earful. Well, he did before the unpleasantness. I'm sure you know it shook up things at the Abbey for a while. Brother Guy made it clear I wasn't welcome at Kiersau when I arrived, so yes. For what it's worth, you're still welcome in Tassing. Anyway. Matthew's prior now. Still strict, but a bit quieter about it. So maybe it's a change for the best. Who's to say? We don't have to live by the rule. Then again, we'll have to live under Father Yernau's rule, which is probably worse. Oh, are you in with the peasants, Andres? Well, of course! Yernau's been running them into the ground. On top of that, we can't even use the forest anymore. Any of us used to be able to go fishing in there, not anymore. How far are you going to take this? Well, I don't know. Don't ask me, I'm not leading the thing. But I trust in Otto, and the peasants do too. He's a good man. The whole town knows it, even Lenhard, though he wouldn't admit it. Say, Andreas, how's the married life been treating you? After you left here and returned to Nuremberg, I take it you were married? I was. Sabine. She was waiting for me. I hope the married life has treated you well. I still have not found anyone. I fear it's never going to happen. Really, not a single person has caught your eye? Well, while I was in Innsbruck a few years ago, I saw a real pretty girl at the market selling painted pots. I think about her sometimes, maybe more than is Christian. Hold on, you need to go back to Innsbruck and find that pretty girl. What, really? Life is too short to spend dreaming about the loves you could have had, trust me. You seem to feel strongly about this, Andreas. But it sounds foolish, juvenile, you might say. I am foolish and juvenile. Maybe, but it feels right. Well, if I ever have the chance to get back to Innsbruck, maybe I will. There's something to look forward to, after all. I thank you, Andreas. You're a man of inspiration. A pleasure. Until later, Andres. Until then. Okay, who else were we friends with on our last visit here? Lucky! Andreas, not who I wanted to see. God has it out for me. Perhaps God is trying to send you a message of forgiveness. It's not good for the soul to hold a grudge. You still talk too much. Always. Couldn't even hold back to the Archdeacon running your mouth. I had to give a truthful testimony of what I'd learned. Don't think at all what happens after, eh? Good thing the Archdeacon knew how to weigh all the evidence. Turns out the prior's just as corrupt as regular folks. I still can't believe it was Ferenc. I'm not surprised. They didn't kill me, but you tainted my name. Folks whispering, what if they got the wrong person? Could have been the Mason after all. I'm sorry, Lucky, that was not my intent. Apologies don't bring work, reputation does. At least most have the decency to only whisper, unlike that shit Mueller. So no, I don't like seeing you here, Master Mahler. I can only apologize again, truly I have little else to give. Yeah, well, that won't make us all friendly. Keep your distance, alright? Now get lost. She's fine. I was gonna say he's a little bit ornery, isn't he? But, you know, I guess accusing someone of murder will do that to you. Hello, Otto. Andreas? So, Otto. Sign from God? Oh, right. I found something just a few days ago. This will sound crazy, but I found Saint Moritz head. You're right, that does sound crazy. Well, believe it, because it's true. Alright, I can't say anything more until St. John's Day. Then everyone will know. Who else knows about this? Only those who need to know. And you, of course. Feel lucky. Absolutely. Good. Until later, Andreas. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Imagine him going out at the center of town and just like pull out a head. So since we were asked like where we've been, I guess when we initiate dinner they're gonna ask us about the like the personality stuff. Hello again, Andreas. We're about to sit down to supper. Care to join? It would be my pleasure. It's truly a blessing to have everyone back together again, if only briefly. Keep an eye out on that boy of yours, Andreas. See that he minds how much he takes. Young boys eat too goddamn much. Peter, stop that. Andres is our guest. Why don't you lead us in grace? Fine. We pray again for our beloved Christine, gone now these many years. Please help me protect my family in these difficult times. Amen. Master Andreas, why are we the only ones with bread? The Gurdners can't afford a lot of bread, they're being polite. Andreas, it's so good to have you at our table again. And with another guest. Is this young man your assistant? Casper, yes, he's my apprentice. Ah, that would explain why I saw him writing in the little journal. I remember you did the same thing when you lived here. Mouse? There we go. You still draw in your journal, Andreas? I've been trying to spend more time on the land. It's hard to be in touch with God's splendor in a city like Nuremberg. Mom said you know a lot about the proper names for birds and trees and things. How nice that you have the time. And we toil all day and that despicable abbot is starving us all while he sips on his sacramental fucking wine. Lay off him, Dad. He's only just got here. Let's go for the fresh pottage. How have the fates been treating you these last few years? The Lord is testing us with another hard season, I'm afraid. That's one way to say it. Been miserable as shit all around. Maybe you should be resting, Grandpa. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna do it sitting up at my own goddamn table. The whole family's been ill, Andreas. Peter, his father, and Ursula with an what? Egg? Ague? Egg. And me, well, Clara lost a child in childbed a year ago now. Do you have any idea? I don't know. I feel like I think you know what Andreas is gonna say it. So I guess we should choose it. Do you have any idea what the cause might have been? Andreas. It's alright, Veronica. Agnes suggested it might have been a fright I was given during the flood. She was nearly swept away in the flood, then the child came early. Agnes tries her best to save him, but he had a deformity of the skull and didn't live long. It was monstrous! Monstrous! Surely the child is with the Lord now. The Lord doesn't seem to look our way any longer. That's why it's time for us to take matters into our own hands. We're eating. Please, can we not talk about this now? York here was married while you were away, Andreas. My condolences. Really? To whom? To me, Andreas. Why else do you think I'm here? Of course, you two make a good match. York has been good to me, and there aren't many other options in passing anyway. It's been a couple springs, but I'm still not used to being married. Congratulations, York. I'm happy for you. Thanks, Andreas. It's been our one blessing in a dark season. With children soon to come, I hope. What? I don't get it. Do you? Oh, forget it, Ursula. What have you been up to, Andreas? Foreign patrons are fussy, and I've spent a fortune trying to keep my inks wet and my canvases dry while traveling. Christ, Andreas, you're living like a king compared to us. What is it like to travel? You must have seen so much. Ursula, maybe you should excuse yourself and rest. You're sick. But Mom, I'm still hungry. Here, Ursula, you can have mine. It's not fair that nobody else gets any bread beside Master Andreas and me. Stop! Ursula, give it back to him. I'm not going to have people in this town saying we can't feed our goddamn guest. Besides, we all have work to get back to, don't we? Good. Time to get back to it, Andreas. We'll see you and your boy later. My apologies, Peter. We don't mean to overstay our welcome. It's alright, Andreas. He's just in a bad mood. It's lovely to see you again. Yes, thank you for coming, Andreas. Will you be staying for St. John's Eve? I think so. Good. Hopefully we'll see you later. Until then. Well, that was a pretty brief, straightforward day. Probably not gonna last long, but you know. Let's go to the hand. The sins of Saul? Saul, the first monarch of Israel according to the Old Testament. Saul was divinely rejected from the kingship after disobeying the prophet Samuel's instruction. The sin of Saul! Master, did you hear that? It sounded like someone crying out. I think it's Sister Amelie. She's a mystic. She might be having one of her visions. Sister Amelie, are you alright? The Philistines, this is the hand of God. Compline, compline. Is compline morning or evening? I think it's now, right? Sister, is something happening at compline? It's compline right now. No! Sister Amelie? You're the artist, Andreas. You remember me? Yes, you were here when the Baron was killed. You've changed. Hopefully for the better. God knows. Though he reveals and hides at his will, he always knows our inner heart, even if we do not know it ourselves. I wish Father Thomas were here. Would you like Casper to go get him? If he could, yes, his house is just around the corner. Casper, run and get Father Thomas. Yes, Master Andreas. Your son? My apprentice, Casper Ziegler from Salzburg. He seems eager to please you. He is quite enthusiastic, yes. I have little knowledge of the workings of masters and apprentices. My world is one of spirit, decoupled from the march of life and death. I see and hear your world turning from this little window, but they are mercifully small glimpses. Mercifully small? This cell allows me to contemplate mysteries without the noise of the outside world polluting my thoughts. Your world is the world of normal lives and normal thoughts. It can be difficult to hear the divine, much less make sense of it. I have no will to be part of that world. I strive to have no will at all, but to subordinate myself to the will of God. When my will is His will, He graces me with visions, confusing though they may be. Must be frustrating. It is a struggle, but it is not frustrating. My visions are gifts from God, and I am blessed to receive them. I must have patience, seek counsel in Father Thomas, and accept that not everything will be revealed to me. Sister, what is that hole in the ground? My grave. That seems macabre. I dug it before Father Thomas read me my funeral rites. Before I was enclosed here, I dig a little more in it each day. Most people find it shocking, but this is my devotion, my vocation. Once someone finds their calling, they must answer it fully. I don't think it's that simple. I find that God's calling is simple and singular. It is the rest of the world that is complicated. Is your calling in question, Andreas? Is your life? Both, I think. I've lost my love. My love for art, love for family, love for anything. The last 7 years have been hard. It was all too much for me. Don't lose hope, Andreas. The human heart is no small thing. It can hold so much. Andreas, thank you for sending Casper. It seemed prudent. Are you alright, Sister Amelie? Yes, Father. I may have had another vision. I remember little of it. Master Mahler and his apprentice heard nothing specific. That is unfortunate, but I am glad you are alright. Andreas, Casper, could you espouse us? We appreciate your help, but I must tend to her now in the church. Of course, Father. Good evening. God bless you both. Master Andreas, I'm confused. What did that all mean? I'm not sure, but the last time I heard Sister Amelie have a vision, it was just before the Baron was murdered. What? Do you think could Sister Amelie be receiving warnings? Perhaps there is a medical explanation for the condition, a fever or St. Anthony's fire. She may truly see and hear these things, but not understand their source. How sad to think that she may not be seeing visions from God at all. As for her and Father Thomas to figure out, it's none of our business. Come, Casper, let's retire for the evening. I think it's gonna be Otto, isn't it? Brother Wojslav uses time in almost all of the Abbey's cooking, maybe because it grows so easily here. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. Still, I think it has a certain charm. Anyway. On to bed. And I'm gonna guess we're gonna be woken up in the middle of the night when something happens. Good night, Casper. Alright, let's go to the library. Did you drop this, Casper? No, I don't think so, Master. That script looks beautiful, Master Andreas. Did you write that? You were warned. Warned? What does that mean? Warned about what? It has to do with the murder that happened last time I was here. How? I thought they caught the murderer. Evidently not. Let's just head up to the library, Casper. Alright, Master. So yeah, that's why I was a bit skeptical when... Well, not... I don't know. That's why I kind of regret, like, accusing Ferenc a little bit, because... he definitely didn't write those. So he's not the mastermind. He could still have killed the Baron. Oh, hello. You're an interesting character. I kind of hope I could have talked to you. But yeah, that's why I was a little bit doubtful about my choice. Ferenc definitely didn't write those, but you know, all the evidence is it all just looks bad for him. So, you know, it could have been him who actually did the thing, maybe driven by the letter or something. But I don't know. It's weird. Andreas? Brother guy? What are you doing out here? Father Jerno has asked me to inform the townsfolk that the shrine is closed. Closed with everything going on? Whatever for? Father Abbot has ordered that we bring the hand into the church. The pilgrims are still welcome to come in and visit the relic, but it is off limits to the townsfolk. What? Why? The abbot has had enough of the peasants and townsfolk rebelling against the abbey. He is the rightful lord. The abbot has been more than generous, but he will not let this 12 articles drivel pass. The abbot refuses to leave the relic at risk of destruction. The hand of Saint Moritz is the only thing keeping the abbey open. Well, idea. You know, should we choose to go against the abbey? But tassing relies on... But let me read all the options first. But tassing relies on Saint Moritz just as much as the abbey. What about the faith of the townsfolk? Then they can stop engaging in such heretical and sinful behavior. The abbot is trying to protect the relic, nothing more. I somehow doubt that's the only thing on his mind. Will you question the abbot too, Andreas Mahler? Have you forgotten that you are a guest here in Tassing? I shall question whoever I want. I pray the townsfolk and the abbey can resolve this quickly then. As do I. God bless you, Andreas. We're just gonna snoop while we're out, while we're allowed in here. Florian! Andreas Mahler, how wonderful to see you. Have you been well? Well enough, yes. Good, you look healthy. What brings you back here? I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. Ah, of course. I'm sorry, Andreas. I know it's a small consolation, but he lived a long life with little pain. He died quite suddenly during Lauds. Monastic hour at dawn, one of the 2 major hours it is used for the morning prayer. He was well loved by everyone here, even those who might pretend otherwise. I'm sure he appreciates the gesture. As for your visit, I cannot speak with the abbot's authority, but you are always welcome company. Thank you. How have you been keeping yourself busy the last few years? I've been reading every Italian medical text Klaus Drucker can get his hands on. Really? How many is that? Oh, I haven't counted, but many. Oh boy, Leo Niceno? Leo's text on the French disease, which might have been helpful for the Baron all those years ago. The Fasciculus Medicinae, a new printing from Venice. Wonderful woodcuts. Oh, the Flower of Medicine from Salerno. Did you know they're translated into Hebrew? Occitan? Imagine that. Imagine a peasant in the fields of Provence reading the medical wisdom of Salerno. Imagine a Polish mercenary doing it. Don't need to imagine it. What a wonder these books are. Ah, I got carried away. Anyway, it's good to see you, Andreas. Until later. Until then. Yeah, I like Brother Florian. He's a fun one. I wonder if Brother Sebat is still here. Ah, the blood is gone. Good to see. We just visit the abbot. Journo. Oh, I thought we were gonna like be all sassy with each other. God bless you, Master Mahler. God bless you, Brother Lucas. How have you been? Still working in the kitchen? Yes, I'm still assisting Brother Wojlav. I've been making more yeah, sorry, pressed that a bit too quick. The rest of the brothers eat simpler fare, but the abbot has the privilege of foods from around the world. Why does the abbot need such fancy foods? Well, he's the abbot. Father Wojslav says the abbot always gets the best. He said Father Matthias was odd because he ate the same food as the rest of the brothers. I don't mind it though, I've been learning a lot of new ways to cook recently. Oh, what are you cooking now? Oh, Brother Wojslav sent me to collect something for him, but I can't remember what it was. Something from the cellar, perhaps. Probably, there's so much in there though. Maybe if I bring back a few onions, he'll be happy. We always need more onions. I'll leave you to it then. Brother Wojslav? God bless you, Andreas. Welcome back to Kiersau. What brings you back to the Abbey? I'm returning to Nuremberg, but I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero on my way. Oh, of course. His grave is well kept, I assure you. Thank you, Brother Wojslav. I'm glad to hear it. Will you be staying in Tassing long enough for the St. John's Eve festival? Maybe simple compared to those in the cities, but everyone in Tassing looks forward to it. Really? Master Andreas, can we? I'm never one to miss a party. Yes, thank you, Master. I'm sure it's quite quaint compared to what you're used to, but it's some of Tassing's biggest events. Anyway, I'd better get back to work. It's good to see you again, Andreas. God bless you. And God bless you, Brother Wojslav. Andreas! Oh, it's wonderful to see you again. How have things been for you in Nuremberg? I've actually been in Krakow recently. Nuremberg is wonderful, though. I'm glad to hear it. Forgive me for asking, but how did you find the music in Krakow? Excellent! King Sigismund and the Archbishop of Huawei are patrons of ensembles and host foreign musicians at court. Oh, that is wonderful to hear. I have heard Krakow is a beautiful city. I'm glad they are making beautiful music as well. I love our music, of course, but I'm interested in what is being created across Christendom. I suppose you came to pay your respects to Brother Piero. I'm so sorry, Andreas. He was a wonderful man and a faithful servant of Christ. He was my friend and teacher. Well, despite the occasion, it is good to see you again. God bless you, Andreas. Matthew? Master Mahler? Ah, Brother Matthew, how have you been? Friar Matthew now, since shortly after Ferenc met his end. I am well, thank you. I will not bother you with questions about your life and career. It's clear you have done well for yourself. Of course, I am sorry about Brother Piero. I know you work closely in the scriptorium. He is missed by us all. Thank you, I appreciate that. Certainly. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to my duties. God bless you, Andreas. We just go up to the library from the secret passage. Let's go to the yard first while we have access, you know, visit Brother Piero. Brother Piero, 1450 to 1525. God damn, he lived a long time. Rest in peace, my old friend. Ah, Folkbird. Oh, Master Andreas. It's been so long. Good to see you, Brother Folkbird. How are you? I'm well. I'm a monk now. Brother Lucas too. I still do the same work, but now I have the same robes as the other brothers. Has the abbot been treating you well? Yes, he has. The work is hard, but I am happy. That's good to hear. I'll leave you to your work, brother. God bless you, Master Andreas. I kinda wanna try just using the secret passage. Up to the library. Let's try it. Let's see if they'll let me do that. Aww. That's a shame. I wanted to surprise Illuminata. I shouldn't have gone out this way. Actually, no. It's still a direct line to the Old Bailey, so that's fine. Ah, Adoc, still alive. Hello, who is this? It's Andreas, brother Adoc. Master Andreas Mahler. Oh. Oh, Andreas, the fine young artist from Nuremberg. Well, not so young anymore. Not quite so young anymore, brother. No, you're still young. When you were last here, I thought I was old. I was wrong. Now I feel the true measure of years on these bones. Like the waves of the White Sea on the cliffs of Fartkragen. Time has worn me down. But enough of that. How have you been, Andreas? I have been well, thank you. I am glad to hear it. You seem more at ease now than when I was last here. Do I? It may be so. I may have worked in the scriptorium beyond the limits of this body. It pained my joints and strained my brotherly love for the guy. The scriptorium took my sight and the use of my hand, but when it closed, it also took the pain from my heart. The abbot is content to let me serve the Lord through the prayer and contemplations, and so it also contents me. I'm sorry, Andreas, but I must rest now. It is good to hear your voice at Curacao again. God bless you. God bless you, brother Adolf. Ah, so they closed the scriptorium. Well, I guess with the prior meeting his unfortunate end, it is bound to happen. The scriptorium fell into disrepair quickly after Father Yerno closed the library. Oh, Zdena. Greetings, Master Mahler. Hello, Sister Zdena. You're looking like a real artist now. I'm impressed. You must be living like a lord. Yes, but overburdened with problems. Actually, a lord who's strapped down with obligations, you know. These are all good answers. Yes, but overburdened with problems. I've no time for my own art, only that of my patrons. How dreadful. At least you can choose your patrons and do what vocation you please. Why don't you like living at Curacao, sister? I'm not like you, Andreas. I never chose this life. My family couldn't marry me off to anyone of higher rank, so they donated to the abbey. The amount was substantial enough for the abbey to take me as a nun. I was forced to take the habit. I loved my life before Curacao. At least you chose your vocation. I was shoved into mine and forgotten. And here you are, muttering as though you aren't the most successful person in Tassing right now. I had no idea, I'm sorry. You're lucky to have the life you do, Andreas Mahler. You men can become whatever you like. While I, a woman of noble birth, is forever stuck to sit with crones and old men. I've accepted a lot these past years, but I can never be as perfect as Illuminata. Still, it's better than it was. I should return to my duties. Thank you for speaking with me, Andreas Mahler. Until later, Sister Zdena. God bless you, Andreas. It's been too long. I know Father Abbot made it clear you were not to return when you left, but we had hoped to hear from you. Yes, my apologies. You're right, of course. It's good to see you again, Mother Illuminata. This is my apprentice, Caspar Ziegler from Salzburg. God bless you, Mother Superior. God bless you, young Caspar. Master Mahler? It's good to see you, sister. You as well. We already talked outside. What are you on about? I'm sorry you have to see it in such a state. It sees very little use these days. What happened? After Baron Rothvogel's murder, we had fewer and fewer wealthy patrons, the small number that held out lost interest. It's easier to commission new work from the Guild of St. Luke or individual masters in big cities like Nuremberg. Guild of St. Luke regulated trade and sale of art in cities around Europe. Artists who sought to have apprentices and businesses often had to become a member for the privilege. Father Girno saw no reason to keep the scriptorium or library open. Most of the books here have been suffering of neglect. After Mother Cecilia's death, neither I nor Sister Zdena had the time to maintain our inventory. It's terrible. Kearsarge was one of the last monastic scriptoria in Bavaria. As Brother Piero was fond of saying, all things change in time. Now all that remains are books for sale to interested parties, a task that Father Girno has entrusted to me. And Sister Zdena, of course. Well, I'm eager to look through your inventory. Master Andreas, maybe you could find a book for little Magdalene, something that's not in print yet. Excellent idea, Casper. Parzival, perhaps Klaus would not object to this romance given its emphasis on Christian virtue. The 13th century retelling of the Arthurian hero Percival, written by Wolfram von Eschenbach, themes of love and chivalry are prominent in this adventure tale. The German is a little dated, but I'm sure she'll figure it out with Klaus's help. Who knows, maybe it will inspire her imagination. I think these are Latin translations of some Origen's homilies. Also, it looks like it's partially burned. Prolific 1st century ascetic and theologian, best known for his exegetical writings and homilies, influenced the development of the Trinity and the ransom theory of atonement. Probably not a great gift for a young girl. Wait! This is the same book hand as the notes I found when the Baron was murdered. Whoever wrote this is responsible for writing the notes I need. I need to ask Illuminata about this. A copy of Jacobus de Voragin's Golden Legend. Every good Christian should know the legends of the saints, and the Latin is simple enough that she should be able to read it before long. Oh, Richard de Berry, a 13th century English priest and later Bishop of Durham. Richard de Berry was one of the first private book collectors and is best known for his Philobiblon, which prescribed the care of his collection. Maybe this is where Illuminata and Cecilia learned all their tricks. Certainly a good book for a printer's daughter. Albrechtus Magnus de Animalibus. It's ostensibly a bestiary, but it contains so much more knowledge on a variety of topics. This could inspire an interest in animals and in the natural world. Beautiful illustrations as well. I don't know. Let's ask Sister Illuminata about the book. Have you decided on any books to purchase? Yes, just one. I don't know, which one should I get? Yeah, I guess that one with the Certainly, given your love of nature, you already know all of the information contained inside. Perhaps, but this will be for Klaus Drucker's daughter, Magdalene. The Latin may pose a challenge for her, but I'm sure with persistence she can overcome it. Is there anything else you need? Yes, Mother Illuminata, what do you know about this book? I don't know anything. This is the first time I've ever seen it. Where did you find it? I've seen it on one of our lower shelves. I don't think it's in our catalog. It's burned around the edges. Why? How can I find out where it came from? Who wrote it? If it's not in our catalog, I'm afraid I don't know whom you could ask. If it was a recent edition, the only people who could have known are Mother Cecilia and Father Matthias. That's a shame, because whoever scribed this book, the letters I found while investigating the Baron's murder. The ones in the fine book hand, Brother Adok told me about them. Perhaps he knows something about this book. He's been here longer than any of us. Why would the person who wrote the letters have scribed the book in our library? Well, that's the question. Whoever did, it is the thread puller. Huh? Someone who was manipulating people at Kirsau and Tassing, pulling at the threads to provoke someone into killing the Baron. I thought one of the brothers killed the Baron. He did, but the Baron was lured to the chapter house by someone who knew Kirsau and Tassing's secrets. Well, I'm afraid we can't be of any more help to you determining the book's provenance. However, as it's not in our catalog and is already damaged, I doubt Father Abbot would mind if you keep it. Excellent, thank you. I'm glad someone bothered to save it from the flames. I kinda wanna pick another book now, but you know the rule, no take backsies. I didn't realize, he only commented like, oh, it's quite colorful and it's good print. So I thought, something... something inspirational. Should she choose to take up the arts or print or, stuff like that. Rather than something that's a bit more practical like that, conservation of books. But, I don't think he mentioned that the Latin is difficult. But we'll see what kind of reaction we get. Oops. You're back, good. We're almost ready to sit down and eat. Would you and Caspar care to join us? Of course, thank you, Klaus. Welcome back, Andreas, Caspar. Andreas, these are my friends, Benjamin and Rachel Summerfield. They're on their way back to Prague. An imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, the city's mint made it a hub for German and Italian bankers and merchants, and its university became a gathering place for many Reformation thinkers. Good day. Hello, excuse me for not getting up, it's a bit difficult. Of course, I understand. It's nice to meet you both. Hello. That sounded like a real world, Klaus. She's learning more of them every day. She'll be reading before long. That's a wonderful segue to the gift that I've brought her. Oh? Consider it a small apology. Well, alright, let's see this small apology. Here you are. Albertus Magnus de Animalibus. Andreas, she's only 2 years old. I'm sure she'll do it quick in the printer's house. Thanks for this, it's a nice thought. We should probably pray before we eat, assuming the Sommerfelds don't mind. Not at all, we're accustomed to being guests in Christian homes. Thank you for asking, Klaus. Alright, I'll lead the prayer then. I like the people who use the block prints text, because their dialogue shows up quickly. Klaus, thank you again for letting us stay here. It's been such a long trip. Oh! Is it time? No, I'm fine. I think I'm just sore everywhere. Oof. Anyway, we'd hoped to get home weeks ago, but the fighting has made it slow progress from Basel. Basel, Tassing is hardly on the way to Prague. Would rather not get caught up in battles between the Swabian League and peasants, so we've taken a strange route. The Swabian League was a military group maintained by the free imperial cities of the Holy Roman Empire. Members included nobles, knights, and hired or retained mercenaries. We were in Basel to do some business, but we didn't want to overstay our welcome. Is it really so bad for Jews there? Let's just say they've gone back and forth enough on Jews in Basel that it's best not to feel too comfortable. We felt comfortable enough with our host, but Benjamin is right, we couldn't stay long. Do you know the printer Johann Frobben? I'm not familiar with him, no. He's a very successful printer, turned Basel into a center for Swiss printing. He employs incredible artists and form cutters. He even prints books in Greek and Hebrew. That's why we visited. Benjamin and I are creating a Hebrew type for him. Turns out that when your town banishes all the Jews, you have a more difficult time finding Jews to work for you. Who could have guessed? I just wish it hadn't taken us so long to get home. We have so far to go still. It's lucky timing for me though. Now I have 2 printers and master artists at my dinner table. True, it isn't all misfortune. Daddy? Oh yes, thank you. And a future printer and baby printer to be. Tassing hasn't seen this many artists under one roof in a while. It's amazing to see how far printing has come so quickly. Some of the engravings I've seen are incredible. And new techniques, new types, new styles are being developed every year. Benjamin is trying to create a more readable script for Yiddish. We have typefaces for Hebrew, but it would be nice to have something separate for Yiddish. How novel. Yes, it's still a developing typeface and usually only used in Jewish women's books. I'd like our writing to be more accessible, especially to those who only read Yiddish. Here, something like this. I'll be sure to send you some samples when I'm finished, Klaus. Good, I'd like that. Oh! Yes, I'm fine. Klaus, what are you working on? I need to get ready to sell to travelers as the pass is open, but lately I've been printing the 12 articles for the town. 12 articles? Thanks to Father Thomas, everyone in town can read at least well enough to make it through that sheet. It's got a lot of people talking, and a lot are coming over to Otto's way of thinking. Well, you heard him yourself, Andreas. What do you think of what's happening in Tassing? The abbot's always been an ass, what do you expect? You're not wrong. Remember what happened to Attilia's house? The abbot took it away. She lost everything. She works for Father Thomas now. She what? I was as surprised as you are now. We all were, but that was the only charity available to her. Sorry, not trying to bring up bad memories. I was just trying to say things have been hard on the peasants for years. It's just gotten worse lately. If the abbey is in such a bad state, there must be someone the abbot can appeal to for more money. Duke of Bavaria, the title is held jointly by 2 brothers, Louis X and William IV. Both are working to suppress the peasant revolts. Who? The Pope? The Duke of Bavaria may have lent him some military aid, but money is unlikely. Well, then it's the abbot's problem to fix. The peasants don't need to bear the brunt of it. What do we got? White bread, apple pie, and mushroom pottage. Let's start with the bread. We're sympathetic to what's happening here. We saw it all throughout Swabia. Peasants are suffering. It's true. But I worry about what will happen in Tassing. Ow! I'm fine. Would you... I swear, my heart's gonna give out by the end of this fucking lunch. Right, peasants are no match for the soldiers of the Swabian League. What is the Swabian League? Mercenary soldiers hired the rally for coin, not for the cause. We can't speak to their motives as we try to stay far away from them, but they were intimidating even at a distance. If the peasants aren't careful, Tassing could draw the wrong sort of attention. I know that Otto and the peasants are taking a risk, but I believe Otto will keep things peaceful. Anyway, it's not the Swabian League we have to worry about, but the soldiers of the Duke of Bavaria. Bavaria. The Prince Bishop has the church's authority, but the Duke's land surrounds Tassing and Kiersau. Okay, this is just a bad thing to say. Well, not a bad thing to say, but it's not a good idea to say to someone, you know, don't make excuses and etc. So probably not these two. It's either one of these or one of these. Klaus, I'm sorry for what happened to your family, and I'm sorry I never wrote back. That's it. I'm sorry. Ow! Oh, this is it. This is it! Oh no, I was afraid of this. We can't travel now. This is all my fault. We should have left Basil earlier. I love you, Benjamin, but be quiet. I don't care. I need help. Yes, we need a midwife. Is there one who would accept Rachel? Agnes Steinrauren. She's Tassing's midwife. I'm not having someone give birth. Could you get her? Klaus? Yes, I should get her. Agnes has delivered every child in Tassing as long as I can remember. She would never turn any woman away. Thank you, Klaus. You're a mensch. Enough with the thanks! Get me the midwife! Yes. Andreas, you're forgiven. Caspar, it was good to have you over, but you both have to leave. Of course. Thank you, Klaus. Good luck, Rachel. Thank you. I'll need it. I'll go fetch Agnes. Thank you for joining us, Andreas. Oh, I almost forgot. You should go see the bonfire preparations in the town commons. You missed them on your last visit. Klaus! I'm going! Thank you, Klaus. We'll be going. Take care. Right, before we go for nuns, I think this is a good time to take a little bit of a break, so yeah. Let's just get up a bit, stretch, grab a drink, etc, etc, and we'll continue in just a little bit. Right. Everybody good? Comfortable? Let's go see what this bonfire is about. I think I went the wrong way. Good start. Everyone seems to be working hard for the bonfire tonight. The commons look festive decorated like this. Look at all the flowers, Master, and the bonfire is huge. How's the fire coming? Those logs work out alright for you, Andres? Coming along as expected. Nearly finished with it. It's all in place, Otto. Good, good. Alright everyone, remember after the bonfire tonight we celebrate as usual. We'll all gather in the woods and the women will collect the herbs as tradition demands. Otto, the abbot has forbidden harvesting in the forest. Please, for everyone's sake, reconsider your actions. Thank you, Father, but the abbot's order goes against God's laws. The forest belongs to all of us, as do all its game and fowl and fish. Cannot claim ownership over that which the Lord gave us to hold in common. No, I'm sorry, Father. We'll proceed as planned. Tassing has never let anything get in the way of our St. John's customs as long as I can remember. We won't start now. And remember, tomorrow I will show you proof that as sure as the sun turns around the earth, God and our saint are with us. Good day, Andreas. Hello, Brother Wojslav. You looked upset at Otto's announcement. Is everything alright? Otto is becoming more aggressive in his defiance of the abbot. Father Journo will not take this news well. Well, who's the... The abbot doesn't like the festivities? Oh, the bonfire is fine. I look forward to it every year, and the festival is wonderful. But willfully antagonizing the abbot by gathering herbs against his order, I'm afraid this won't end well. His order? Did you just hear Father Thomas Andreas? The abbot declared the woods off limits. Anyway, it's not for me to say. I'm sure the abbot will tell you more. He sent me with an invitation for you to dine with him tonight. I'm sure the father will want to discuss the situation over supper. I mean, the abbot is not exactly... You're kidding. What does the abbot think he can pry out of me now? Watch your tone around the abbot, Andreas. Will you go or not? Fine, I'll attend. Does the invitation extend to Casper as well? I'm sorry, Andreas, but Father Abbot has asked you to come to his house alone. Phew. Please tell the abbot I'll see him this evening. Well, I guess I'll see what all the fuss is about. I'll meet you back at the Golden Hen after dinner, alright? Can I help set up the festival decorations while you're with the abbot? Yes, but be back before sundown, alright? Yes, thank you, Master. I'll see you later. So I guess this is gonna go to Vespers now. Oh boy, things are heating up. Master Andreas, you'd best not keep the abbot waiting. Go on, we'll meet after supper. Alright, don't get in trouble. Come find me when you're done. Well, I guess off we go. Before we go. Let's just see about the forest. Maybe there is something that, you know, the abbot doesn't want the villagers to see. Or maybe not. Well, here we go. Time to fight. Father Journo? God bless you, Andreas. I'm glad to see you received my invitation. Are you ready to eat? Yes. Good. I'm gonna be poisoned, aren't I? Andreas, thank you for coming to dinner. I thought you didn't ever want to see me at Kirsau again, Father. What changed? Yes, well, the Lord calls us to forgiveness, even when that might be difficult. I think it's high time we reconciled, Master Mahler. Please sit, and we will pray together. Brother Wojslav was indeed prompt in delivering my message. I'm surprised you deigned drop by at all. You have done quite well for yourself. After all, it is good to see that your time at Kiersau was not squandered. You even look the part of the famous artist now. What have you been doing in recent years after leaving such a mess in Tassing? I spent most of my master years painting in Poland. I'm surprised anything is left there after all the rampaging of the Protestants. Trouble is half the fun, father. Krakow is a great deal of beautiful art. Father, Hans Dürer has made home there as king's artist. Surely you've heard of his or his brother's work? That does not excuse the violence and destruction against the church. The nobles have been doing more harm than the peasants, actually. They commission all sorts of sacrilegious work. But I doubt my travels are why you've asked me here. What's on your mind, father? In truth, I had hoped to discuss the rising tensions between the abbey and the townspeople. I'd like to clarify the situation for you, Andreas. Clarify what exactly? I simply want to ensure you understand the circumstances objectively from all angles. I believe you've only heard the one side of the issue, Andreas. Otto's little speeches about the taxes don't account for the entire situation. Why demand such high taxes then, father? This is a lot to eat. Never mind, I thought Cursor's gonna be able to go further than that. Plum pudding, that's dessert. Pheasant. Lebkuchen? Sure. With the scriptorium closure, the taxes are necessary to make up for the lost income. Surely there's another option. You don't need to raise taxes that much. Brother Guy has gone over the abbey's expenses carefully, Andreas. Raising taxes is the best way to cover these costs. But what about prohibiting the peasants from using the forest? That's a new restriction. The forest belongs to the abbey, and the peasants have no right to use it. Legally, it's theft. It doesn't harm the abbey to let the townsfolk pick up sticks. Such theft deprives the abbeys of its natural resources. Since the abbey does not produce anything else, it must be able to sustain itself somehow, especially under such financial stress. Have you no pity for anyone in Tassing? I am more upset to hear the townsfolk have no pity for us. I hear they will continue their disobedience by collecting herbs on St. John's Eve. The whole town knows I've forbidden it. The matter is grave, and I will excommunicate anyone who defies my order. You should condemn the town over something so petty. That is up to them. Yeah, sure. You're a dickhead. Remaining impartial will be impossible as long as you're in town. Support me in ending these foolish rebellions. Nah. You have a reputation in town, Andreas. You're a successful man, and the townsfolk believe they are like you. I'd like you to convince the other townsfolk, the printer for example, that this uprising is not in their best interest. The rest of the town will follow, and the peasants will have no chance to resist. We can end this peacefully. The peasants have genuine grievances. Why not talk to them and negotiate? I am a forgiving man, but Otto's stubbornness has challenged even me. Otto is past the point of talking, Andreas. That's why I'm begging you for help in the matter. Please, take more time to think about it. I apologize. We must conclude for now. I must excuse myself. I am expected to lead a service at Compline tonight. Think on what we've discussed, Andreas. I trust you can find your way out. I will, Father Abbot. Good night. I'm just worried that the townsfolk's gonna get like just wrecked by soldiers, which is a real possibility. You know, I don't think the Baron's gonna, or the Duke, is gonna have like much much pause about, you know, sending his soldiers in. Oh, Ottilia. Well, well. You're the artist, the one who lived with the Gurtners. Got mixed up in the wonderful killing of the rat, the Baron. I was just trying to clear my friend's name. You think I care? If a flood washed the abbey and all the monks into the river, I'd grab the nearest man and dance a weller in joy. Anyway, no time to talk now, fancy man. It's time to call the fire. Call? No idea. No idea? No idea. Enjoy the evening, Andreas. But if you want my advice, stay out of the woods tonight. Andreas? Lucky? I'm sorry. Look, I don't need any more apologies. Got nothing to do with them. Past is the past, and God will measure our souls in the end. Brigitta and Martin looks happy tonight. Most people look happy tonight. I suppose it's the occasion. I haven't seen Brigitta this happy in a while, though. They've been through a lot, but still managed to keep their hearts firm. Martin becomes far more responsible. A man after his return. I just wish... never mind. You wish... I wish Wolf hadn't died. I mourn the boy all these years later. I hope they take up my mantle. I wanted to pass on my knowledge and trade. Rest in peace, Wolf. May God keep his tiny soul safe. Perhaps Brigitta will have another while I live. She seems happy enough with Martin. I'd love to hear the patter of small feet again. A boy to hold a chisel and a mallet. Little stonemason making his grandfather proud. That's my hat, by the way, I think, in the background. I hope your wish come true. God willing. Whims of an old man. I don't want to keep you from the festivities, Andreas. Go enjoy yourself. Same to you, Lucky. Until later. Evening, Andreas. Say, how do you light the bonfire? We built it nice this year, big and sturdy. It's a fine setup, Carl. Excellent work. I know we can't compare to where you come from, but we still give it our all in celebration of the light who prepared the way for our Lord. Anton, you remember Andreas Mahler, the master artist? Yes, I've seen him around town. Son, be polite. Hello, Master Mahler, how are you? I am well, thank you, young man. Anton's a good boy, let me tell you. A bit of a rascal, as you can see, but he's got a good head and a good heart. Likes to hide it, though. Dad, will you stop? Easy to rile you up, just like your mother. I think that might be a little bit of a sore subject. How is Helena? She'll join us later. Oh, never mind, okay. She went with Martha to dip their toes in the stream and to pick up some flowers for the garlands and wreaths. It's important to hold to traditions. You're right, especially with the times we're having. Besides, maybe Martha and Helena will come across the blossom of a fern out there. What's so funny about that? Ferns don't flower. That means no power to speak with animals for you, boy. In Poland, young couples go into the woods together, searching for a fern. It is like an engagement ritual. Ah, I like that. As long as they also make their vows before God. Will I be going into the woods with a girl soon? You know, Anton, it's not the time nor the company to talk about that. Let's just enjoy the celebrations. Speaking of, what do you think of the festival so far, Anton? It's fine, I guess. I like the fires when they are lit. The mountains got to twinkle like the stars. I don't like when people get drunk and rowdy as the night goes on. They get into fights and all. So, everyone likes to let loose sometimes. Good for the body. But your dad keeps trouble away, yes? Yeah, he doesn't like it when those goddamn bastards go too far. Oh boy. Language, boy! God doesn't look too kindly on blaspheming. But those are your words, Dad. Best you don't quote me. Quote the scripture instead. It's better for your soul. You listen to your father, Anton. I will. I do. Hey, what did I just say? Don't let your mother catch you with that mouth. Well, I'll let you get back to the festivities now. It was a pleasure. Until then, Andreas. Until later, Andreas. Bye. Why, Martin, look who it is. Good evening, Andreas. Andreas, you're staying for the festival, I hope? Of course he's staying. Who would miss this? Especially after you burly boys built such a beautiful bonfire. A burly boy like me would do anything for you, love. Duff. Couldn't help myself. Brigitte, Martin, you're both feeling very festive, I see. The food, the fires, the dancing, it really is a night to enjoy. It's to honor the anniversary of the birth of Blessed John, a vigil for he who prepared the way. Yes, he'd have liked everyone to have a good mood in their hearts and a good food in their bellies. That dancing in the background is kinda distracting me. As a hermit who wandered in the desert living off locust and wild honey, he probably wouldn't agree. I'd like to live off some wild honey myself, if you catch my meaning. Who wouldn't? Now I can't stop thinking about it. Andreas! You're an ordinary man after all. I got carried away, don't mind me. Are you two going to heed Otto's call and go into the forest? No, I'm really not looking for trouble. There's enough of that going around. Even though you supported him earlier during his speech. He speaks his mind on what's important, but like I've said, I have no personal interest to provoke the abbot. We're God-fearing people, Andreas. What did you argue about with Otto anyway when I first saw you in the meadow? Oh, nothing of note. Andreas, please, enough of this talk. We're here to celebrate. And Martin and I will dance until our legs begin to waver, isn't that right? Would not miss it for the world. That's delightful. I hope you have a great evening. You as well, Andreas. Until later. Hello, Master Mahler. Evening till, enjoying the festival? Very much so. I perhaps feel a tad old for the more active side of the celebrations, but I enjoy the sight and sounds. Did you know the word for the summer solstice leads back to the Romans? I have no idea. I ended up with the prior, but I'm not so certain. I thought you didn't read Latin. I've picked up a few words over the years, and I still have the mind to put two and two together. Admirable, I must admit. It's nothing, Master Mahler, mainly proverbs and the occasional word, hence solstitium? Such as it looks at this time of year, the sun rises higher for a long time, and then it stays there before falling again. A fitting allegory for the great cosmic arc of mankind, rise and fall. But to make up for that, dancing, leaping, songs, joy and mirth. His font's like one of the more difficult ones to read, I find. People do seem elated, although I don't think the same applies to Abbot Journeau. Otto's courting danger. I agree, going against the decree of the Abbey like so. The festival has always had a rebellious streak of jests and mockery. I don't see it as sacred as some. And what are we mocking? The fools of the community, most like. The vices folks get up to, especially those more important than us peasants. Overall, I think it brings people together. I wish I could read more about all this. Well, with the Abbey selling books from their library. I hoped I could get some for myself, but it proved to be far too expensive. Klaus and his printings have proven to be of more use and a fair bit cheaper. Have you come across any interesting tales? I have indeed, Master Mahler. Or I didn't quite understand everything. The text was in Latin. It was by a Roman named Strabo. And it was about geography. That's why I noticed it. I don't believe I've had a chance to read anything by him. It was a fairly complicated read, I must admit. The book was about many kinds of barbarians, which also included the Raiti tribe I read about years ago. The people who used to live on this very land before the Romans arrived. He called this place Ratium and described it as a cluster of daub huts, and its people hostile and warlike, only interested in hunting and fighting. There was something about Manus and his sons, but I couldn't understand a lot of it. In any case, when the Romans came, most of these locals were driven out, but some were captured to work in the fields and the mines. What happens to the locals who were forced out? No idea. I would imagine that after the Romans were driven off, when their empire started falling apart, maybe the barbarians came back. But were they really the same people, or nomads from elsewhere? I guess we may never know. Thank you for the quick history. I'll let you get back to the festivities. Enjoy yourself tonight, Master Mahler. Until later. Good evening, Andreas. Nice to see you here. Grandpa, look who it is. Oh, the artist. You're still around? I thought to stay and enjoy the festivities. You call this a festival? You haven't seen nothing yet. Not going to tell the story again, are you? You kids need to learn it by heart, else Persta will run you down. Ah, this is about the Wild Hunt. Wild Hunt. In Germanic folklore, the Wild Hunt is a supernatural cavalcade of spirits and fiends which may cause destruction or portend war, another catastrophe if not adequately appeased. The Wild Hunt is often led by a legendary figure such as Perta or the Devil. Yeah, one or the other. Yes, it draws near. Keep my warning. Grandpa, you're getting agitated again. It's not good for your health. Nonsense! I can outlift any bastard out here. So, where was I? The Wild Hunt. Yes, did you bring your mask? I didn't realize I was supposed to bring one. Ha! The fools I have to suffer. The masks are to protect us, as we banish the witches and spirits into Perta's paths. She punishes all humans she finds in the woods on St. John's Eve, since only witches are out there on the wilderness. Anyone caught will be turned into animals. No one but a priest can turn you back. Well, I guess I can imagine a worse punishment. You joke, artist, but you won't be laughing when Bertha finds you. Stay indoors tonight. If you want to come outside, stay within the light of St. John's fire. I'm pretty sure last month was when this was released. I think like a few weeks ago. Yeah, something like that. Thanks for answering. At least Saint Satya? At least Saint Satya blesses the herbs in the forest this night. And the women will gather the herbs regardless of the bastard abbot. It's certainly important to stockpile some for the winters. Thank you for teaching me more about local traditions. Nah. Hey, Big Yort. You grab some of those ashes with you after the bonfires died down. Fine. Clever. The ashes will be good for the soil in your garden. You're a smart ass for a city boy, eh? Best we drive the cattle across the ashes too, keeps them from disease. Now that story time is over, how are you enjoying the evening so far, Andreas? I've spoken to a few other people here, very enlightening. It's the best time to spend time with your friends. Have you heard anything interesting? Ha! Gossip. You two are like that burner in the forest. Smokey, that's the one. That's Smokey. Always nosy about other people. I don't think it's gonna... I don't know if I should reveal that, actually. He's gonna ask, like, what does he want? You know what? Our Andreas have been a little bit of a... How should I put this? Has a bit of a loose mouth so far, so, yeah, I think we're gonna tell him. Can't say I'm exceedingly sure about it, given the animosity between us. The abbot! The bastard can rot for all I care. A thief and a man in a monk's robe, full of hollow words. Maybe you can talk some sense into Father Journo. He's not making it easy for us, any of us. It's not like we're asking for much. I'll do what I can. He is a bit of a dick. All we can ask. I guess I shouldn't keep you then. You have an important meeting to attend. You're right, I can't keep the abbot waiting too long. Until later. Oh, we've taken a lot of your time, haven't we? Don't forget to enjoy the night celebrations. But we already did the meeting with the abbot, didn't we? I asked, you know, even though I was there. Yeah. Maybe Andreas was just trying to cut the conversation short. Werner, he was the doctor, wasn't he? Andreas? Salutations! You must be the illustrious artist. Balthasar Isenkopf. Pleasure to meet you, but call me Balthas, please. It's much more familiar. Master Andreas Mahler, pleased to meet you too. Yes, you're Mahler, we all know. Let's cut the long-winded pleasantries. Could you behave yourself for one conversation? You're unbelievable. Now, Werner, this is a night of celebration. Let us have peace. Yeah, the doctor is also a bit of a dick. What brings you to Tassing, Balthas? Balthasar here decided to stay in this godforsaken town for whatever unfathomable reason after his cart broke. This dancing is really distracting. It is not unfathomable. I enjoy the calming fiestas and peace and quiet. It has been neither lately. And what is it that you do, Balthas? He's an inventor of sorts. I make all manner of mechanical contraptions. For all the use it is. The mind of the inventor exists to create, to build, to go one step further. One step further towards the garbage heap. Fuck it, hell. Very inspiring thought, Balthas. Let's just ignore Werner for now. Why, thank you, Master Artist. Speaking of, have you had a chance to look around town tonight? I imagine the sights could also be inspiring to your artistic mind. Passing... what do you mean? Well, look at the peasants' ingenuity on display. The bonfire itself, for example. It is built to allow the air and the heat to flow through it at great speed. And how it roars. It's a clever piece of construction, but also a clever man. It is a feat almost worthy of a university degree. These people have natural traditions. They've managed to figure out many clever things without even the most cursory education. It is knowledge that hails from the preceding generations, lived experiences passed along the chain of time. Not quite the knowledge of a rigorously educated mind, perhaps, but nonetheless useful. You don't need a university education to be smart. Of course you would say that. Neither of you know what these people like I do. God has assigned them their place in the world. God has assigned them their place in the order of the world for good reason. There is some merit in learning from the peasants, even you, Werner, given their understanding of herbal remedies. Their traditions are profane. Consider the Eve of St. John tainted by their pagan rituals. It's an affront to Christ. Saint Eligius warned against precisely this nearly thousands of years ago. Saint Eligius, patron saint of goldsmiths, bishops of Noyon Tournai, worked tirelessly to convert the pagans of Flanders to Christianity. Where'd this newfound piety come from? Don't pretend to know anything about me. I've been on the pilgrimage to Aachen. Aachen, located in the western edge of the Rhineland, Aachen is an ancient city built around thermal baths. It houses the remains of Charlemagne as well as many other relics. I have visited the Marian Shrine, an ornate gold reliquary in Aachen Cathedral. It holds the swaddling clothes and loincloths of Jesus, the Virgin Mary's dress, and the decapitation cloth of John the Baptist. I have visited the Marian Shrine and stood in the presence of those holy relics. To be in the presence of Saint John the Baptist's beheading cloth was an experience I will never forget. John the Baptist, prophet and forerunner of Jesus Christ. As his name suggests, he was responsible for baptizing Jesus. He was beheaded at the command of Herod Antipas. Yeah, we just show off. I've seen the reliquary several times on my visit to Antwerp. Seems to have done you little good. Perhaps you should visit again. Now, let us keep peace in our hearts as brothers in Christ. We're here to celebrate. I'll let you continue with your evening then. Good night. A very good night. Oh, and do come by my workshop, Master Mahler. I would love to exchange ideas. It would be my pleasure. Splendid! Until then. Mahler? I believe that's everyone. Master Andreas, look at how big the bonfire is. The decorations are so fancy. The St. John's Eve Festival is a big event for Tassing. I missed it the last time I was here. Haven't you ever been to a festival like this, Casper? No, I've never seen anything like this. Can I stay at the bonfire and see the costumes and watch them collect herbs, Master Mahler, please? I feel like something bad's gonna happen if I let Casper... follow them. What do we think? Alright, but follow along and don't get in their way. I'm too tired for the festival. I think I'll just turn in for the night. Yes, I promise I won't make trouble. I'll see you tomorrow, Master. Right, let's catch us some sleep. Or are we having the dream again? Sabine? What is it? Come home. I will, soon. You're lying. Sometimes I think you must despise me. Maybe it's worse than that. Maybe I'm nothing to be regarded at all. What am I to you now? An annoyance? A bother? A nuisance to be ignored while you lead another life in Krakow? Was there ever an ounce of love in your heart for me? Of course there was, but no longer. Fine. Go back to your whores, the women who make you happy. This house is so lonely without him. Stop. Your presence would only amplify the grief. Stop! Leave me alone with the memory of him. Stop! Just leave me alone just for one night. One night where I don't have to dream about him. Please. Thank you. Hello, August. I know you aren't going to say anything. You never say anything. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything for you. I'm so tired, August. Do you get tired where you are? Last time I saw you, I said goodnight to you. I couldn't come to the bed, so I stood in the doorway. I just stood in the dark. You didn't say anything back, so I said it again. I don't know how long I stood there, just waiting for you to say goodnight. You still look the same age to me. I wonder if I'll ever forget your face. Do I remember your mother as she is? I remember loving her. Can you ever picture someone clearly if you love them? I loved you, little boy. I loved you so much. Sometimes I wish I could die so I wouldn't feel it anymore. But I can't. So I retrace my steps every night and find my way back to her. Back to you. I love you, August. Good night. God damn, bring in the feels. So I guess it's their son or something, and he died in the plague. What happened to this place? Where's Prester John? And where are Socrates and Saint Grobian? Grobian wasn't on the ship of fools. Won't you answer me? No thoughts for Beatrice? You are Beatrice, aren't you? Once. I was a voice of caution, of prudence. And now? More and less than caution, the ache of doubt that stiffens to paralysis that breeds despair. Melancholia. What happened to you? What happens to you happens to us. The foundations of the city are still moored within the ocean of your mind. Its court does not rule your mind rules the court. Once reason, curiosity, and the foolishness of youth dwelled under the aegis of your intellect. I'm all that remains, the melancholia of life's autumn. How did it come to this? You have turned your gaze to your own dark center. You know the courses of your own life. You know how the choices you've made have brought you here. What am I supposed to do about it now? Change your life? Wait, I shouldn't be here. I need to help someone. Is Casper alright? Ah, so your thoughts aren't entirely turned inward? There's still something in you that cares for others in spite of your melancholy. Perhaps there is still hope for us. Wake up, Andreas. Casper's dead, isn't he? Why do I feel like, there's trouble and then Casper just didn't make it? Casper! Oh, here you are. Casper. Master Andreas, what are you doing out here? Casper, thank God. I was worried when you didn't come back. Where have you been? I was at the bonfire with Killian, but I heard a ruckus from deeper in the woods. I'll have to go see what it was. Father Tirno, what are you doing out here? I was chasing one of the townfolk, but I lost track of the costumed buffoon. The forest is off limits. I'll figure out who's breaking the rules and excommunicate them myself. What was that? Someone is screaming in town. They're really taking this nonsense too far this year. What are we still doing here? Come on. Huh, I've never seen these flowers before. I wonder where they found them. Who's that running off anyway? It's too hard to tell who's who under those stupid costumes. We can worry about that later. Let's check on the town first. Why do I feel like there's a fire or something? Oh, what the fuck? Werner, is he? He is, yeah, by the looks of it. Dead, yes, I'm afraid so. Someone released the rope. The platform crushed him. What? How did this happen? Baltus and Lenhard and I heard the crash and stepped outside to see what happened. Right. And then we saw a figure in costume rushing off from the rat house. It must have been whoever released the rope. And what were you doing during all of this, Lenhard? Enjoying a light meal with these gentlemen? Ah, what a shame you can't blame me for this, Peter. Casper, look to see if Otto had a note. Huh? Do it! Where are we sending Casper? No, Master, there's nothing. Are you certain? What were you expecting? I'm not sure. My God! Otto! No! No! You... Yeah, but must have killed him. That doesn't make sense. The bastard always had it out for Otto. We all knew it. We need answers. How dare you? I won't just stand here and be accused of such a foul act by peasants. By a peasant. Go after him! Wait, no, the abbot was with us. He's innocent. That's right, there's no way. Casper is right, even we don't have any proof. Grab the artist and the boy, too. We'll get to the bottom of this. Casper, run! Oh, boy. Oh, boy, we're in trouble now. Oh, I have to... Run! I wonder if we let ourselves get caught. Like, is that a game over state, or is that gonna be something else? Brothers! Brother! To the library! They ran through the church this way. But Lucky knows about this library and the secret passage and everything. They've locked the door. Andreas, get out of the way. Otto's death demands justice. The abbot couldn't have killed Otto. He was with us when we found the body. That's true, he did arrive with you, but you don't know where he was before that, do you, Andreas? Who else would want to kill Otto? Coward, killer! Andreas, move! If you go after Jerno, the real killer will get away. No mercy! He's a monster! If those monks don't come out, we'll set fire to the whole place and cook them. You've all gone mad! Shut up, Jerno! Even if you don't trust the abbot, trust me. I swear he wasn't the one to do it. He was with me. I was there too. Master Andreas is telling the truth. Fine, damn it. You've got 1 day to find whoever you think is the real killer, Andreas. Otherwise, we will come back for the abbot. Andreas, all I want is justice for my husband. Please, you must find the murderer. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? If Otto was a good man, I won't stop until I find who killed him. I don't like this much pressure. Oh yeah, Andreas, just skip all the times we could have used to investigate. Peasants are really convinced that Jerno killed Otto, but it was impossible. Peter's temper got in the way. The abbot is an easy target because he was at odds with Otto in his cause. Master, Peter was furious. He's only giving you a day to find the murderer. Why do you even agree to find who really killed Otto anyway? Didn't turn out well last time, did it? Why do it again? Everyone deserves justice, Casper. You have a good heart, Master Andreas. So who do you think did it then? Where do you even start? We should talk to Lenhart. He always hated the peasants and supported the abbot. He was very vocal against Otto in the town commons the other day. Even if he didn't kill Otto, he might know who else had the motivation to. What about Martin Bauer? When we saw him talking to Otto, they seemed to be arguing over something. It's not likely. Martin supported Otto and the peasants. Well, when he talked to him, he didn't, like, that's just in public, you know. It would be worth talking to Martin to see what they were discussing. He might have an idea of who would want to kill Otto. Good idea. Who else? We'll have to do some more investigating to find out who the murderer is, but we'd better move fast. Could the murderer confess to Father Thomas? Well, maybe. Even if the murderer did, Father Thomas is bound by the seal of confession. He won't tell us. And I doubt we can get him into a drinking binge, and, you know, wake up next to sheep in the morning, just buying away. However, we could eavesdrop on the confessions. Since St. John's Eve just happened, the townsfolk will all come in to confess. Oh yeah, one of the townfolk might have heard something anyway. That's a good place to start. We could also ask around at the Golden Hand. A pine or two might loosen some tongues. What about the person who ran by us in the forest? They were wearing these flowers. I've never seen them before. Right, we have to find the source of those flowers in the woods. That might give us some sort of connection to the killer. Oh wait, I know this flower. It's a marsh marigold. And grows in wet, shaded woods. Perhaps around the Saint Satya shrine, the large tree in the area would provide the adequate environment. We have a lot of good places to start. Even though the time is short, we have a good chance at finding the real killer. Alright, let's get to work. We're gonna fail this. Well, I shouldn't say we. I'm gonna fail this. Master Mahler, is there anything I can do for you? Nico, have you heard anyone in here talking about Otto's murder? Not just talking about it, but, you know. Yeah, you know. He understands, Casper, thank you. Exactly. Like that something to do with it? Oh no, I think I remember something like that. Then again, I try not to eavesdrop on conversations. Don't want to get yelled at, or worse. But maybe you could find more luck talking to people. Beer always tends to loosen people's lips. Everyone a pint and you can have the run of the place. You'll be here a while though. Interesting idea, maybe later. We don't have a lot of time exactly. I really have no idea who we can... Well, that's the definite lead that we have as the flower at Saint Satya, so... Master, I think I see an opening behind these trees that leads to a deeper area of the forest. Could this be where the mysterious figure ran when Otto was murdered? We should see where it leads. It could take a while, though. Let's get going. Ooh la la, can I show this? What are these buildings? What is this place? It's some kind of Roman ruin, like the aqueduct meadow. In the meadow. Look, Master Andreas, the flowers! Ah, finally, maybe we'll find something useful after all. Let's look around. Oh, god, okay, good. I thought I was gonna zoom in on the painting, not the text. A Roman depiction of a nymph. There's an inscription underneath, probably a dedication. I didn't expect to see any Latin inside an aqueduct. This is the only space in Tassing where these could have grown. The damp ground and dim lighting are ideal for marsh marigolds. Another inscription. It's still in good shape. If only I read Latin. Latin is carved sloppily into the stone. That's odd. Is that what it looks like, Master Andreas? Yes, the costume the killer was wearing when they ran past us. So much for us finding it in the home of the killer. Well, perhaps there's a clue left inside. When Florian examined the... I have you, Master Andreas! Casper, go get help! I won't let you fall! It's not a long drop, just get someone to bring a rope. I can't abandon you, Master. Casper, get help! I can pull you up. Well. Well, we're all wet, but I don't think I hurt anything. I guess this wasn't really that long a fall. The important thing is that you aren't hurt. Let's focus on getting out of here. Of course, Master. I wish we had a little more light down here. I can't see a thing, can you? I'm going to look around and see if I can find a way out. The water is murky, I can't see the bottom. Can't see shit in here. Oh, hello, Casper. Well done. Does this work? I must admit, I'm impressed. I just remembered how flammable these brush rags are. Why are you carrying around the flint and the steel? He's a smoker. Well, you never know when you might need some fire. Of course. What is this place? A cistern. It must collect water from the spring to feed it into the aqueduct. The aqueduct in the meadows? I suppose so. Then all we need is to follow it back. Perhaps. It looks like the tunnel collapsed here, Master. It must lead toward the town. It looks like there's a gap. Do you want me to try squeezing through? Sure, I'd like to know what's on the other side. Of course, Master. I'll be right back. Anything? You were gone longer than I expected. Are you alright, Casper? I think so. What did you find? I don't know, it was very dark and I felt strange. It's not a way out. What do you mean you felt strange? Like, I wasn't supposed to be there, and it smelled strange, like something old. It's a good thing you came out then. Now then, let's keep looking for a way out. Of course, Master Andreas. Oops. What's this? Oh, more. Where do you think this goes? Well, it goes up, so it probably leads out. I don't think I can squeeze through that gap. We need to find something to move the rock, something to give us leverage. Wait. Huh? Never mind, let's find a way out of here. We're wasting time, aren't we? Ah! There's a big grate. Maybe we can get out that way. It's too high for either of us to reach. Climb on my shoulder, see if you can push it out of the way. It looks like a kitchen. The Abbey kitchen? What else is up there? I don't think so. It's big though. Of course, we must be under the convent. Do you see any of the nuns? No. Hello? Nothing. Where could they be? I doubt the sisters loiter in the kitchen all day long. Can you lift the grate off? There's something heavy above me. I can only lift it a little. I don't think I can squeeze through. I might be able to reach... I got a fire poker. Excellent, we can use it to move the rocks. Oh, of course, master. Let's see what goes on this way, though. Upper Aqueduct Crypt. Okay, so we finally reached the dead end. Is this a door? It appears to be so. A strange one. Where does it go? I'll try to nudge it. I can't say, but it must have been built much more recently than the rest of the aqueduct. Can we get out this way? What's that sound, master? Snoring? Someone sleeping on the other side of the door? If my shoving isn't waking them up, they're either dead drunk or knocked out. What should we do, master? Well, if we already have the poker from the convent kitchen, we can try that on the stones to try to get out. Of course. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna have to do that one way then. I thought this was like an alternate. It's the next one over, isn't it? That was the one where we got the poker. Well, this has turned into quite the adventure, but I'm afraid not a whole lot of results in terms of solving the murder. Try using the fire poker from the kitchen to shift the rocks out of the way. Wait, I still hear something. You shouldn't come here during the day. I had to, the farmers are out for blood. And? Don't play stupid, we both wanted Otto gone. Now he is. I didn't kill him, did you? Why would you ask me such a thing? Because of the note, you stupid cow. Because of the note that sent you into hysterics. Because you're behaving like a woman who committed murder and is afraid of being caught. How could you Stop. Doesn't matter, I don't care if you did or didn't, he's dead. The idiot peasant can beat the ground with their pitchforks and nothing will come of it. What about that artist Andreas? He could be a problem. Have you done anything to raise his suspicions? I don't think so. Good, then just wait. Time will run out for Peter and the rest of his worthless kind. The abbot will stay in power, pilgrims will keep coming to the shrine and staying in your inn. Yes, good. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Be quiet, go home. Don't come here again unless it's for a quick fuck. If you want comfort, talk to your fat husband. Don't bother me with your hysteria. Of course, I'm sorry. What a pair of lovely people we have here. I'm glad we're finally out of here, Master. What a strange adventure. Do you think Mistress Hannah could have killed Otto? She's only been pretending to care about the town's safety. She's only concerned with the shrine staying open. Why would that make her want to kill Otto? If the peasants overthrew the abbot, they might loot or destroy the shrine. Without the hand of Saint Moritz, there is no such reasons for pilgrims to travel to Curacao. There'd hardly be any visitors to the Golden Hand. Exactly. Now we know Hannah has a motive, it's possible she'd kill to protect her family's inn. We need to talk to Nico and Killian to see just how committed she was. But first, let's go back to the Golden Hand and clean up. People will get suspicious if we walk around town like this. Good idea, Master. 12 hours. $12 is what we have. Can I investigate the crime scene? Where was the murder? Let's see. Hello, Killian. Do you have a moment? Sure. Is there something wrong with your room? No, I wanted to know if you'd noticed anything odd about your mother lately. Odd how? Does she ask you to watch the inn by yourself very often? Oh, well, sometimes I guess. Dad and I look after the place more in the evenings when she gets tired, but lately she's been leaving during sext. Nice. She says she brings food over to the townsfolk at the rat house. So I usually watch the inn until she gets back. There was one other time. Yes. Mom left in a hurry one night, and when I was cleaning up around the bar, I found this note. He will destroy the abbey. Hell will swallow the hand of Saint Moritz, the rat house after St. John's fire. Another note. I've seen several like this before. Oh, but what does it mean? St. John's Fire. I wonder if that means the bonfire. Could one of the guests have left a note? I don't think so, Master Mahler. I found it tucked under the money chest. The note could have been for one of your parents then, but why? I don't know. I don't want anyone to destroy the abbey, even if the abbot is cruel to the peasants. Ulrich is keeping Peter calm for now. I hope the note helps, Master Mahler. Just don't tell Mom or Dad, alright? Alright, Killian, I won't say anything. Thanks, Master Mahler. I should get back to work. See you later, Master Mahler. Until then. Master Mahler, if it's not too forward, I was wondering if you would do my family the honor of joining us for a meal. I'd like to talk to you about your wife. Anna, what about her? Okay, I thought we were just gonna ask, like, does she, like, you know, leave the inn often? Do you know what she get up to over by the Roman ruins? Yes. I'm sorry, it must be hard for you. Quite, but I love her and I have to think of Killian. I just don't know what to do. I don't really understand her. Women are mysterious and remain so. What are we to do? In my experience, you get to just have your own affairs, enjoy life as she does hers. I can't do that, it's sinful. It'd only be fair. Although it's possible, you don't have to worry about her for too long. She's glad Otto died, did you know that? I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Oh, hello, Roxy. Welcome indeed. I think you do. No, I don't. Now please leave me be. As you wish. Until later. We are very quickly running out of leads. Let's see. Gillianberger gave me a note he found on the floor. He suggested that was just destroy the abbey and Henderson Ritz. The miller? I don't think it's the miller. First of all, because he was with two people, one of them being a visitor that has no stake in this, so probably not them. I really wish we could get to the crime scene though, just to see what we can find, you know, maybe find potential methods and whatnot. Father Thomas? Oh, Andreas, what have we come back to? This is all awful, just awful. I should never have allowed Klaus to publish the 12 articles. This is what happens when common people get agitated by reading nonsense. What's the alternative? Forbidding them from reading? Sometimes, yes. Just because a commoner has learned to read, it does not mean he can fully comprehend any book he finds. Some of these texts are written to inflame passion. They're not all written with modest intentions. These pamphlets, these books, can make people crazed, furious. Sister Amelie and I have seen what happens when good people become part of a mob. Yes, her. Here in Tassing? Thankfully, no. It was much earlier. Before we came to Tassing, I was a priest in a town near a Benedictine convent. The town was full of good people. But the good people were whipped into a panic by an educated neighbor, the town doctor. He had read the Malleus Maleficarum, the Hammer of Witches, a treatise on witchcraft published in Speyer in 1486. Theologians at the University of Cologne condemned the book as unethical and not in line with Catholic doctrine. Despite this, the book has enjoyed widespread popularity. The Witch Hunting Manual. The author was driven out of Innsbruck, wasn't he? Yes, though the word of that had not reached our doctor. One thing the book's author and the doctor shared was a contempt for and hatred of women. In the convent, the doctor saw a coven of witches. In Sister Amelie, he saw not a mystic, but a woman possessed by evil spirits speaking blasphemy. But surely the logical magistrate didn't believe that? The local magistrate, not logical magistrate. No, he did not, but it didn't matter. The doctor inflamed his neighbor's fears. No matter what I did, no matter what I said, it makes no difference. They wouldn't listen to reason. They wouldn't listen to scripture. In the dead of night, they gathered at the convent and set fire to it. Sister Amelie was lucky to escape with her life. The rest of the nuns were not as fortunate. So I'm all too aware of what can happen when a mob forms. I should have known it would happen again. This is my fault. Can't blame yourself for this, Father. Why not? I share more than a small measure of responsibility. You don't think that Otto's death would have shocked the farmers into abandoning a hopeless cause? It's only inflamed them. Do what you can to keep the peasants calm. I'm still looking for Otto's killer. I will, but I fear this has all gone beyond my control. I suppose there's no good fretting about what's already happened. I have to minister to the people of the town as best as I can, given the circumstances, and pray for the best. Speaking of which, I need to hear confessions for the townfolk. There's Tassing's tradition after St. John's Eve, in case they got up to any mischief that can't wait until Easter. I expect they'll be coming early in the morning. If you could excuse me, I need to prepare. Of course, Father. It's Vespers! What would you need to prepare now? Anton? Well, I meant to talk to Endris, but sure. Is it wise to talk to Peter? Oh, okay. The game says no. I still wish I know where he was killed. Like in the map. So can eat at Zimmerman House, Werner, the Mill, the Golden Hand. The Prioress House. Well, with Illuminata, I suppose. Is he just gonna say hello, or is... Nope. Andreas, how did you get caught up in another murder? Bad luck. Maybe God wants me to solve murders instead of making art. Seems like a bad way to put food on the table, but maybe you're right. Listen, Andreas, I can't talk any sense into Peter. I understand he's angry, we're all angry, but threatening the abbot? Burning down the abbey, the Duke's soldiers will tear this town apart. I'm doing what I can, Andres. Thank you. I knew Peter is mostly bluster, but I'm just worried. Worried for all of us. I understand. I'll talk to you later, Andres. Until then. Yeah. No pressure. You know, we just have to save the town from the Duke's soldiers. Ulrich? God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Ulrich. How have you been? Before or after Otto was murdered? After. Not well. The peasants are angry. Even if what you and Caspar said about the abbot makes sense, they don't want to hear it. It's too easy to blame Father Journo for Otto's murder. Do you know anything about who might have killed Otto? Andreas, if I knew anything, I'd tell you. I'd tell Peter. I'm critical of the abbot, but I still love the man. I still love all of the brothers and sisters at Kirsau. I don't want to see them harmed any more than you do. If I see or hear anything that could help, you'll be the first person I tell. Thank you, Ulrich. It's the least I can do. Keep faith, Andreas. Trust in Providence. We are all in God's hands. Well, the last time I placed myself in God's hands, a prior got killed, so... you might want to watch that. Andreas, not looking good, is it? No, it is not. I have to find the real killer. Couldn't have been the abbot. You don't need to convince me. Best you get on that then. The unrest bodes ill. Peasants are about to do something foolish. Why haven't you told them about the secret entrance into the library? I don't always see eye to eye with Peter and the rest, but I don't want them all killed. If they got into the library, I don't even wish to imagine what they would do. The soldiers would strike back and there'd be a massacre in Tassing. I have no choice but to stop them. Do you have any thoughts on who might have done this? Wasn't me, in case you were thinking to accuse me again. I know it wasn't you this time, Otto, come on. Otto had a few conflicts, but nobody I'd call an enemy. Get going, you don't have much time. No, they're still busy. Okay, sorry then. Ah, here we go. I wonder how long Rathaus construction will be delayed now. Well, that's a shame. They already cleaned up. Baldassar? Greetings, Andreas. You have arrived at the ideal moment. Alright, less than ideal, considering Otto's recent death. It took place right outside your house. You truly didn't catch anything that would be useful to my investigation. Alas, as I said, Werner and Lenhart and I were engaged in stimulating debate when we heard the crash outside. I only saw a figure flee, but unfortunately I have no useful details on whoever it may have been. I hope you find a lead, for I have severe doubts about the involvement of the abbot in this gruesome affair. Meanwhile, I'm drawing close to the final design of my latest invention. As such, I would very much like to hear your thoughts on it. Of course, you asked me to share some idea. Splendid! I have been devising something most unique. Come. At present, we have a problem. The peasants suffer under harsh conditions, do you agree? They do not have it easy, no. They toil constantly but achieve little over bare subsistence. They are then taxed heavily. The peasants grow angrier, hence the nascent troubles all across the lands. It is a dangerous time. So I have devised a tool to lessen their drudgery. Here, take a look at the schematic. Behold the plow! In front of it, an automaton man or beast, it matters little, dragging the plow behind it. Have you seen any artificial people before? The most complex mechanism I've seen is the Orloj in Prague, but sadly it wasn't functional during my visit. Truly a shame, I have not visited it either, though I hope to one day. So you understand of which I speak, the intricacies of machinery. Gears within gears, symmetric coils turning a shaft system that leads to the gearing mechanism. Controls that are quite complex, but allow for it to follow a predetermined path. It toils so the peasants doesn't have to. God damn it, Andreas. How would it have enough strength to plow through rough soil? The power output may need tuning, you are correct. The universe reveals itself through the minute intricacies of clockwork. There are still a few imperfections to work out, but I can feel I am on the correct path. Tell me, Andreas, what do you think? Be truthful, there is no progress without truth. We already have ways to harness the incredible strength of oxen and horses, so what's the point? We could even free the beasts from their burden! I'm on a fool's errand, am I not? This is what my father would have said as well. I fear I am disappointment. Your father is also an inventor? He is, with a sharp mind and a sharper tongue if need be. Why did you leave in the first place? I had to prove myself. To my father, I suppose, and maybe. My father had attempted to arrange for me a marriage. I did not feel ready. It's not so bad once you get used to it. It is a commitment that causes me trepidation, even to this day. In any case, there is so much more I have to learn. My invention have not been as successful as I would like. Perhaps it's because you're lacking the correct frame of mind. What do you mean? If your inventions so far amount to little, you must change your approach. Think bigger, Baltus. Reach higher. You must have more ambitious, lofty goals. I fear ambition has so far been my shortfall. I reach for more than I can attain. But I thank you, Andreas. I invited you to exchange thoughts, and you have proven most valuable. This conversation has given me much to consider. Ah, I've nearly forgotten. Our mutual friend Werner invited me to dinner. Why don't you and your assistant come along? I'm sure he won't mind. I'd hate to intrude. Another time, perhaps. Actually, we can question Werner about if he sees anything. Yeah, why not? He's a dick, though. Ah, Master Mahler, I see you'll be joining us. Valtos invited us, but I don't want to impose. No, it's no imposition. Come, let's pray and begin our meal together. I did not imagine I would be speaking to you again so soon, Master Mahler. So I suppose I should have expected to see you. What does that mean? Your master has a penchant for meddling each time a body appears in Tassing. Yeah, let's just be sassy at him. The pursuit of truth may look like meddling to those uninterested in justice. Even so, your actions cause trouble for the town. I didn't intend to cause trouble, Doctor. What do we got here? Panforte, beef potage, I guess. Rabbit. I don't know, let's start with the beef. So, Andreas, how was your time abroad as a master artist? I spent much time in Krakow and had the privilege of studying alongside Hans Dürer. Ah, Albrecht's brother, yes. Dürer's continue to produce such innovative art. What a treat. I had hoped to be more traveled like you, but I'm happy enough in Tassing. If only I could find the right formula, I might be able to create a powerful light from something other than candles. How ingenious. Ah, with ideas like that, you may find yourself the next Leonardo Baltus. That's hardly my aim. Besides, weren't you the one who had planned to leave for one of the big cities a few years back? Yes, well, I have plenty of work in Tassing. True, true. It is good that you were around to examine Otto's body. Baltus, do you mind? We're eating. Oh, Werner should be fine. We both studied this in university. Ah, you see, my education was more theory than hands-on practice. A reputable institution keeping things clean, you know. The two go hand in hand, of course. Yes, I studied a great deal of anatomy in university, which improved my art dramatically. Master Andreas, you got to see inside a human body? A good understanding of anatomy is what made Leonardo's art so incredible, an invaluable foundation for figure studies. It seems you're well on your way to becoming the Leonardo of the Alps yourself, Baltus. Shut up, Werner. You know the townsfolk do that to annoy me. I was hoping you would spill on the results of the autopsy. Oh well, there's more than enough to discuss now anyway. You mean the St. John's Eve festival? Think bigger. Progress, my boy, progress. The Wheel of Fortune never stops. I believe Baltus is referring to Otto's speeches about the 12 articles. The only way to forward the Wheel of Fortune is by turning it yourself. Indeed, an improvement on Fortuna moving the wheel, though it takes a strong hand. There are always some things we can't control. It's still a good idea to try and improve, just like in art. Things are the way they are for a reason. How could that be a good thing? It seems so unfair. Natural law dictates that the few will rule over the many. Many people have elaborated on what the Greeks originally wrote about the subject. And natural law is a Christian idea derived from the ancient Greek philosophers that the principles of morality and ethics are inherent to the natural world. You know what? I'll just stay quiet. I don't think I want to upset this. Anyway, Baltus, how's that absurd contraption of yours coming along? What did you say it was? An automatic plow? I'm making progress, but having trouble generating any interest in it. The power mechanism is a bit finicky, that's all. A bit more time, that's what I need. Say, Andreas, what have you been reading lately? Okay, so, let's take this one at a time. Diascorids, Dio. A first century botanist and physician. Dio's empirical treatments were relied upon by physicians well into the 16th century. Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher who is preeminent among northern humanists. He is known for his works in Latin and Greek as well as his calls for reform within the church. Antonio Benivieni conducted autopsies to determine causes of disease in the body and is considered the father of pathology. De Materia Medica, a pharmacopoeia or book for creating compound medicines written by Pedanius Dioscorides, a Greek physician and botanist who was employed in the Roman army. The 5-volume text has been primary source of botanical information for centuries. What do we think? I think it's between these two, probably. Yeah, let's go with this. Why not? I read it some time ago and concluded Benivieni's work was far too specialized for my practice. There's hardly a reason any man should be so interested in the anatomy of the dead. Perhaps looking at the dead is a path to ease the pain of the living. What is that supposed to mean? Progress can only be made through new ideas and inventions, even if that challenges our own ideas. Speaking of invention, I really must get back to work. Well, Werner, thank you for the wonderful meal and a delightful conversation. I'm so pleased you had room for Andreas and Casper as well. Yes, well, thank you for stopping by. It was good to see you, Werner. Let's keep this civil. Of course, I must get back to work now. So, Werner, tell me about the autopsy, please. I need anything I can get my hands on. So far... Not that. Journal, please. So far... I don't think it's Muller. I don't think it's Lenhart because he has two witnesses with him, being, Werner and the inventor whose name I forgot. Balthasar. Because he has a pretty solid alibi at the time of the murder. So I don't think it's him. The proprietress, Hannah, is pretty suspicious. But, who knows? And I don't know who else we can suspect. Well, in any case, let's go home. Well, home. Let's go to the inn. Not sure I'm so comfortable about, being at the inn now that they know I'm onto them, kind of, sort of. What's up, Gillian? Hello, Master Mahler. Anything I can do for you? Yes, actually. You must want a break from all the work sometimes. Way to let off steam. I don't understand, Andreas. I didn't mean to, like, just jump into it like that. I was thinking more along the lines of just like, hey, what do you usually do, you know, to relax around here? I know what you do by the Roman ruins. Oh, God. How did you know? Did Lenhart tell you? Not hard to figure out. Does Nico know? Yes. Oh, Lord, save me. Damn it, Andreas, what do you want from me? What matters the most? The truth. A gift endowed unto humanity by the gods above. The truth? The truth is that Lenhart is a handsome man, strong and forthright. He knows what he wants, a proper man. Not like Nico. Nico is so... fucking hell, we're just gonna start raising Nico now? I see, so when it comes to tough choices... You're so willing to cheat on your husband, I bet you do whatever it takes to keep the inn running. My God, Andreas, are you accusing me of killing Otto? I disagreed with Otto, but why would I want to kill him? Look around, is Tassing better with him dead? First you hold the ruin of my family over my head, and now this. Unless there's anything more you need, I won't abide by this foolishness. No, Hannah, sorry to bother you. Good day, Andreas. Well, now we got exactly jack shit to go on, so I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. It's getting late, I should get some rest. Yes, indeed. Oh, come on. Andreas, get up. Wake your boy, too. Why? What happened now? We're finishing this. You need it in the comments now. Let's go! We'll be asking the questions, Mahler. Alright, I will get dressed and be along. God damn it, I was hoping for some rest. Casper, wake up. I should have known the last time they did this too. What's going on? It's the middle of the night. Something's happening in the commons. Peter and the other ones are there. Will we be alright, Master Andreas? Don't worry, I won't let anything happen to you. We'll be fine. God damn it, I was hoping for a... Oh, I can actually just... Okay, so here's the deal. I don't think we have time today to finish up the rest of this sort of little chain of quests, not quests, like chain of events we have here, so I think we're just gonna call it there for today. And yeah, hopefully we'll find out what happens next time, because honestly at this point I have no idea. I have no suspect in mind, and I'm pretty sure it's not Lenhart. That's all I know, because he got alibi and whatnot. And there's no reason that, you know, the doctor or the inventor wouldn't say like, oh, but Lenhart went out for a second. Two, the person doing the murdering was in costume, ran into the aqueduct and whatnot, so we don't know who they are. So yeah. I don't know, I'm at a loss. So, yeah. Well, we're just gonna have to find out tomorrow. Promise, no Googles, no Googling, no nothing. We're just gonna wing it. And as usual, no take backsies. So, tune in tomorrow to find out who we fuck over in this town yet again. But yeah, until then, hope you have a nice rest of your day. And I hope, you know, you've had fun hanging out here. My thanks, as always. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.